I'm at Melville Island Lodge in the Northern Territory, approximately 100 kilometres north of Darwin.
Hey, Woz.
Mike, how you going, mate?
Good, mate.
Our guide Wazza is taking Shannon and I to the creeks surrounding the island.
Now, Woz, I love the place here, as you know, but what can we expect this trip?
Mate, we're trying to cover all the aspects of the fish that we do out here, which would be like some pelagic fishing and try and target some barras in Saratoga up Goose Creek. We'll try and do a little bit of sight casting for mangrove jacks, barramundi.
I rate Melville Island Lodge as the best in the country, and I'm really looking forward to this trip. What I especially love is we've just got on the boat from the lodge, and here we are at the boat ramp. We're ready to go, mate, and I'm excited.
It doesn't get any better.
Rightio, boys, let's go catch some fish.
We're starting our tour of the island chasing some barra and jacks in the mangroves.
Oh, those are a flash then again, Micah.
Oh, there's a follow.
Yep. Barra. I got him, Shan.
Oh, nice barra too, mate.
Yeah, we've just pulled up to a little sort of creek mouth coming into the Robinson River here. And Robinson's typically a clear stream. You can get some really good fishing for sort of sight casting these barras, and he's just taken this Sibyl Cawley minnow, but a good result. Well, he's a nice little fish, as you can see, probably about 55, 58 centimetres, I reckon. And I tell you, it doesn't really matter what size they are. Barras are just a whole lot of fun to catch. Really cool little fish. I'm just going to get these lures out, Woz. There we go, come out there, the nice little owners. Let's get him back.
Oh, that was right beside the boat. Oh, it's a jack. Found this great little spot here, and really it's probably a great little ambush point for them because there's a sandbank just behind that the bait, fish and prawns and things are going to wash past. And it's holding guys like this jack here and barra and all sorts of great northern sport fishing species. I love these guys, mangrove jacks. They're awesome fish. Super hard fighters, but check out those chompers. And you can also see he's got a really big eye too. They're a fantastic nocturnal feeder, these guys. And if you don't mind eating fish, these guys are number one. They're absolutely sensational.
While jacks are a lot of fun, Wazza is keen to find us some big barramundi.
Oh, a bit more drag, here we go. Slightly better fish, this one. How cool is that, Shan, hey?
Awesome, mate.
We're certainly getting a few hits of barra in here. We haven't been able to hook them so far. They've just been coming up and swiping and rolling over these lures, but finally, just gone a little bit deeper using one of the smaller Sibylls and a bit deeper, and straight away I felt a little bump. It was definitely a tail whack, and my little Sibyl Cawley had just been fouled up, which is a classic indication when a barra comes out and whacks a lure, they spin it on its axis, and that tail hook tends to come around and get the leader. So the lure becomes fouled and doesn't work properly. Luckily, this guy was hungry enough that he ate it anyway a few seconds later, so pretty cool. That's a nice little fish, mate, isn't it?
It is, mate, out of that little drain there or across that little mouth.
And I was just saying to the people at home before, I just switched to this smaller little 90mm Cawley minnow from Sibyl, but it's the deeper diver. It's obviously worked first go for me.
Yeah, good job, mate. There was a few flashing away in there. They're certainly not just climbing all over it like fleas in a dog, but you've got to work a bit harder. But just because you're in the north, it doesn't mean you're guaranteed fish straight away, does it? You still have to work some days.
No, they're beautiful little fish. You can see this guy's a bit darker with those colours. He's obviously living right up these creeks a lot more, so we've got this tannin water up there. He's not sort of getting down into the salt as much with those big chrome sides, so,
sure.
But they're still all beautiful fish, aren't they?
Absolutely, yep, you bet, mate.
And I think we might have bigger and better things to catch. So, mate, let's get him back, eh?
All right.
Actually going to try a bit of a tactic change here. We were using those deep diving and shallow running lures with the bait casting outfits, but I'm going to use a little light spin outfit here from Daiwa and also a little Sibyl popper. Now, a lot of people don't think you can catch barras and mangrove jacks on poppers, but you can, and sometimes they're actually really, really effective. Of course, whatever you do catch on a popper is extremely fun. You just get to see that fish come up, look at it, and then slam it off the top. It's pretty addictive fishing, really. Oh, that is cool. Oh.
Did you get
Man, yeah, I wore that one.
Oh, there we go.
See that? Oh man.
That was awesome.
That was pretty cool. I'm having a lot of luck in here. I'm having a lot of luck getting strikes out of these barras, but just not much luck in staying connected to them. But I tell you what, man, I feel like I'm having a really cool time. I don't need to land them.
No, that's
Seeing
it.
that is just so cool.
Visual stuff's fantastic, isn't it?
You see that?
Yep. Yep.
That's cool, isn't it? That's just such cool stuff to see. It's actually a quite a nice sized mangrove jack, this one. Beautiful little fish there. Such a good fighting fish, and of course to get them on poppers, what a great way to catch them. So it's last thing in the afternoon, and what we've done is come here to do a bit of a troll, and Woz suggests that there's a few big barra here, put on a few deeper diving lures. There's some nice structure. We might just be able to extract one of these big resident salty barras. So hopefully we can drag one up. Yep, Woz, I'm on, mate.
Going out for you.
All right, it feels like a pretty good fish. I'm just gonna go right up the front here, see if we can get that leverage a bit better. Woz, it feels like a really good fish, mate. I'm gonna keep as much pressure on this fish as I can at the moment. As you can hear, I've got this little dilazillion locked up to a degree, and I am really trying to give it everything. You can just see him in there. What we're doing here is Woz has immediately turned the boat out there, and I'm trying to come to the front just to increase that leverage. There's a heap of snags in the middle there. Sorry, not in the middle, on the shore, which is where we've hooked this fish from. So what we're trying to do, I just feel like I've turned him there. What we're trying to do is drag him straight into the middle where it's cleaner and clearer water. And that's probably our best chance of having a battle, having a victory, I guess, with one of these fish. And it seems as though we've pulled this fish clear of all of the snags that are lined along that shore. That's what I was worried about. This 50-pound fluoro leader is just gonna snap really quickly. And there it is a barra. It's quite a nice one too. He's a big fish. Oh yeah. Well, mate, I've caught some decent barras in my time, but what a way to end a day's fishing.
Mate, that is a true chrome salty. That thing looks like just liquid silver. That's incredible.
Well, mate, it's a definite 90-centimetre fish. It's a really good condition fish, as you've just mentioned. Beautiful and chrome. Clearly, we're near the mouth of the river here. We've had an unbelievably cool day of catching small little barras and jacks.
Yep.
And actually losing a lot too on those poppers. But frankly, I reckon that's a great way to catch fish. And now we've just done one little troll run down the mouth of the creek here. Woz has said there's a couple of good snags. We've put on the deep dive and Seville. First run, what a fish.
Yeah, awesome job, mate. That was a really big effort, that one.